Hello everyone. Today I will discuss about the national education policy of India. Everybody understand this thing that the man without education is having no relevance. If you want to be a very good man, if you want to have the humanity in yourself, you should be an educated person. Education here means all type of educations. Okay, and a lot of discussion is occurring in our society, in our nation about the national education policy. I will tell you here the meaning of national education policy and what type of national education policy has been introduced and what was the background of education, etc. I, Dr. Shalini Sharma, Associate Professor of Political Science, Markanda National College, Shahabad. If I talk about the National Education Policy 2020, it was announced by the Ministry of Human Resource Development, soon to be called the Ministry of Education. After some time, the policy is aimed at transforming the Indian education system to meet the needs of the 21st century. It is essential now. The new policy seeks rectification of poor literacy and numeracy outcomes associated with the primary schools, reduction in dropout levels in middle and secondary schools, and adoption of the multidisciplinary approach in the higher education system. Apart from this policy also focuses on early childhood care, restructuring curriculum and pedagogy, reforming assessment and exams, and investing in teacher training and broad basing their appraisal. Okay, you can just see in the picture. If we talk about the gurukuls, it is a picture of education in ancient time. What was the gurukul system? It was a residential schooling system whose origin dates back to around 5000 BC in the Indian subcontinent. It was more prevalent during the Vedic age, where students were taught various subjects and about how to live a cultured and disciplined life. It was there. Okay, we should try to understand how this Gurukul education was there in in our system. Then there was also a picture of Gurukul. A silent revolution was taking place here in the field of education, formal and informal, where all techniques of the modern day educational requirement was available, where students from the underprivileged and poor sections of the society were given free education with free costly facilities of residence. Sometime some students were having the paying capacity, and they were paying for this. Okay, and then there was a change in our education. If I talk about the background of new education policy, I want to tell you it was approved by Union Government of India on 29 July 2020 and replaces the previous national policy on education 1986. Bharatiya Janata Party's manifesto for the 2014 Lok Sabha elections contained the creation of a new education policy. In January 2015, a committee under former Cabinet Secretary T.S.R. Subramaniam started the consultation process of the new education policy. Based on the committee report, in June 2017, the draft new education policy was submitted in 2019 by a panel led by the former Indian Space Research Organization Chief Krishnamurthy Kasturi Rangaranjan. Okay, the draft was later released by Ministry of Human Resource Development, followed by a number of public consultations. Now, I just want to tell you about the new education policy. The document is divided into 4 parts along with an introduction. Part 1, which is related to school education. Part 2, related to higher education. Part 3, other key areas of focus such as adult education and part 4, which is related to making it happen, how it will be implemented, and the policy aims to transfer Indian education system by 2040. Now I tell tell you about the new education policy. It is a 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 system of education. Okay, in foundational years for age group of 3 to 8 years, the foundational years of the child's education will consist of 3 years of preschool Anganwadi education and 2 years primary education, including class 1 and class 2. It will be for the age group from 3 to 8. To this, the grades 1 and 2 or classes 1 and 2 for students of ages 6 to 8 would also be added, keeping the focus on development of language skills and teaching by play-based and activity-based curriculum. Okay, then preparatory stage for age group of 8 to 11 years. The preparatory stage under the National Education Policy will cover school education from class 3rd to 5th with a focus on experiential learning. It will cover the age group of 8 to 11 years. The focus would shift to play, discovery and activity based and interaction classrooms learning. The focus till this stage would remain on the development of language and numeracy skills. Then middle stage for the age group of 11 to 14 years. This will cover school education from class 6 to 8 and will be for the age group of 11 to 14 years. The structure aims to transform the pedagogy from the existing system to a more experimental learning in the sciences, mathematics, arts, social sciences and humanities. The focus would be on critical learning objectives and not on learning by rote. Secondary stage for 4 years. This will cover school education from classes 9 to 12 in 2 phases. Okay, the first phase will remain 9 and 10th and second will be 11th and 12th. The changes include a multidisciplinary study where students would be able to pick and choose any set of subjects from the availability structure. The focus would be on great critical thinking and flexibility, allowing children to pick subjects of their interest, even technical and arts. It is very interesting that anybody who is studying physics can also go with political science, or the student who is studying political science can go with chemistry. It's very interesting. Then science, arts, commerce gets blurred. Means under new education policy 2020, there will be no rigid separation between arts and sciences, between curricular and extracurricular activities, between vocational and academic streams. Students can select subjects of their liking across the streams. Vocational education will start in school from the 6th grade and will include internships. And I tell you one thing, the students who are from vocational courses, they will also get full respect in India, which they were getting in developed nations, not in developing or underdeveloped nations. Then one thing is very important, mother tongue as medium of instructions. I always emphasize on the fact that a person who is residing in any country, at least they should understand their mother tongue, because whatsoever I'm asking here, all the all the thoughts are coming in my mind in my mother tongue, and then my mind is translating all the things in English language. Okay, the NEP means the new education policy puts focus on students' mother tongue as a medium of instruction, even as it sticks to the 3 language formula, but also mandates that no language would be imposed on anyone. The new education policy only recommends the mother tongue as medium of instruction and not make it compulsory. The policy document states that children learn and grasp non-trivial concepts more quickly in their home language. Wherever possible, the medium of instruction until at least grade 5, but preferably till grade 8 and beyond, will be the home language, mother tongue, local language or the regional language. Thereafter, the home or local language shall continue to be taught as a language wherever possible. This will be followed by both public and private schools, the policy states. Although it is not compulsory, but it is mentioned in the new education policy, at least this formula should work. Okay, 3 language formula, at least it should work. Okay, then significance of National Education Policy 2020, recognizing importance of formative structure in adopting 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. model for school education starting at age 3. The policy recognizes the primacy of the formative years from ages 3 to 8 in shaping the child's future. Okay, then departure from silos mentality. Another key aspects of the school education in the new education policy is the breaking of the strict division of arts, commerce, and science streams in high school. It is very much required, and it was the, I think, a very long-standing demand of the students. Then this can lay the foundation for a multidisciplinary approach in higher education. Then the confluence of education and skills. Another laudable aspect of the scheme is the introduction of vocational courses with an internship. This may nudge the vulnerable sections of the society to send their children to school. Also, it would help in realization of the goal of Skill India mission. It will definitely help. Then making education more inclusive, the new education policy proposes the extension of the right to education to all children up to the age of 18. Further, the policy seeks to leverage the huge potential of online pedagogy and learning methodologies for increasing gross enrollment in higher education. Then light but tight oversight. According to the policy, in spite of periodic inspection, transparency, and maintaining quality standards and a favorable public perception will become 24 into 7 pursuit of the institutions, leading to all-round improvement in their standard. The policy also seeks to establish a super regular for education, which will be responsible for standard selling, funding, accreditation, and regulation of higher education in India. Then allowing foreign universities, the document states universities from among top 100 in the world will be able to set up campuses in India. Then this will lead to an infusion of international perspective and innovation, which will make the Indian education system more efficient and competitive. Then English, Hindi versus English debate. English, Hindi versus English debate. Most crucially, new education policy once and for all buries the strident Hindi versus English language debate. Instead, it emphasizes on making mother tongue, local language, or the regional language the medium of instruction at least till grade 5, which is considered the best medium of teaching. So very interesting. Then issues related to new education policy 2020, knowledge jobs mismatch. There is a persistent mismatch between the knowledge and skill imparted and the jobs available. This has been one of the main challenges that have affected the Indian education system since independence. The new education policy 2020 failed to check this, as it is silent on education related to the emerging technological fields like artificial intelligence, cyberspace, nanotech, etc. Then the requirement of enormous resources. An ambitious target of public spending at 6% of GDP has been set. Mobilizing financial resources will be a big challenge given the low tax to GDP ratio and competing claims on the national exchequer of health care, security, and other key sectors. Okay. Then way forward, need for cooperative federalism. Since education is a concrete subject, both the center and the state government can make laws on it. The reforms proposed can only be implemented collaboratively by the center and the state. Thus, the center has the giant task of building a consensus on the many ambitious plans. Center will be more, influencing in this way. Strive towards universalization of education. There is a need for the creation of inclusion funds to help socially and educationally disadvantaged children pursue education. Also, there is a need to set up a regularly process that can check profiting from education in the form of unaccounted donations. Okay, then bringing digital divide. If technology is a force multiplier with unequal access, it can also expand the gap between the haves and have not. Thus, the state needs to address the striking disparities in access to digital tools for universalization of education. Then inter-ministerial coordination. There is an emphasis on vocational training, but to make it effective, there has to be close coordination between the education skills and labor ministry. Okay. Digital drive, the new education policy has emphasized the integration of technology in all levels of learning. Some features of the policies, I'm just showing here digital drive. I took this slide from anywhere to show you technology in education, then teacher education, then financial support. Then key principles of national education policy, I try to show you from this diagram. Then new education policy 2020, I just want to tell you it in nutshell. Students can resume degree courses after dropping out without starting a fresh certificate after first year, diploma after second year, and degree post final after post final year. MPhil has been discontinued and multidisciplinary flexible choices of major and minor subjects are there now. Then mindset to be changed. Vocational training is helpful to change the mindset of the people. Developed countries gives equal significance to jobs like welding, electricians, carpentry and plumbing, but in India these jobs are looked at with disrespect, which is a mindset to be changed. It is necessary, and I think this new education policy will definitely change the mindset of the people regarding vocational education, and definitely they will earn something with the help of these education. Vocational training, a step to become a developed nation. New education 2020 focuses on vocational training. For example, right from class 6, students would have to do internships in vocational training jobs. Then a backless period of 10 days when students would experience, that is very interesting. Then education through digital mode, pilot studies for online education, digital infrastructure, online teaching platform and tools, approach existing e-learning platforms such as Swayam, Diksha will be extended to provide teachers with a structured, user-friendly set of assistant tools for the study, content creation, digital recipe tree and dissemination, training, virtual labs, etc. These will definitely help the education through digital mode. Then again, criticism of new education policy. Several students and teachers bodies are criticizing the policy of being anti-democratic. They allege that states were not consulted before making this policy, as education is the concurrent subject and comes under both state and center, and it should at least center should discuss this thing from the state. Policy promotes centralization because it has a point that new teachers training board will be set for all kind of teachers in the country, and the state can change and no state can change that. It means the power has been taken from states and placed with central government. Another criticism of the policy is that policy being more theoretical than practical. It would be a long drawn and difficult process. There are so many schools where children in 5th class have no teachers. Sound infrastructure is also not available in so many schools. Okay. Then new education policy achieve 100% gross enrollment ratio in preschool to secondary level by 2030. It is the aim of the government. I tell you one thing, education is the most powerful weapon we can use to change the world. I always believe it is written by Nelson Mandela, but Malcolm X. Education is the passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. So if education policy will get changed and will have some new things, then definitely it will be beneficial for the स्टूडेंट्स. थैंक यू, थैंक्स अ लॉट. नॉट अ वेरी इजी टास्क, पर कहते हैं कि जब टूटने लगे हौसले तो ये याद रखना, बिना मेहनत के हासिल तक तो ताज नहीं होते. ढूंढ लेना अंधेरे में ही मंजिल अपनी, क्योंकि जुगनू कभी रोशनी के मोहताज नहीं होते. जुगनू कभी रोशनी के मोहताज नहीं होते. I always pray for the best education policy. Thank you, thanks a lot.